Good morning students, welcome back to your physics class. I think students you have already done LR circuit, LC circuit, CR circuit. Now it's time to combine these three very important things. Students, you know LCR. These three components is very useful not only in the electrical circuit but also in your digital world. So let's start it. See student, now in this video we are going to learn LCR in series. So let's connect LCR in series. This is inductance L, this is C, and this is your resistance connected with alternating current. The EMF E is equal to E0 sin omega t. This is C, this is L, and this is R. So students, here LCR connected in series with an alternating current E equal to E0 sin omega t, where E0 is the peak value of EMF. Now first of all you have to draw the phasor diagram. Okay, you know about the phasor diagram, so let's draw the phasor diagram LCR. Students, for this we draw, this is y axis and this is our x axis. Here I have plotted against x axis, suppose this is VR, where current and voltage are in series. You know, when it is a pure resistive circuit, when this is a pure resistive circuit, then VR and I both are in series. So this is for VR. Now VL is 90 degree lead. Actually VL leads by current 90 degree. So if we think VR is the direction of current, then VL will be this. Okay, VL, here see the phase difference is 90 degree. Okay, 90 degree. Now this 90 degree. Okay, now you know VC lags behind current. So VC lags by 90 degree, VC lags by 90 degree, VL leads by 90, and VC means capacitive voltage. Okay, VC lags VR. Okay, so here VL and VC there is 180 degree phase difference. So here we can draw the resultant. Suppose this is VL and we subtract VC, so resultant will be VL minus VC. See student, here I have given a tilde sign so that to realize that VL, whatever the you can write VC greater than VL, you can write VC minus VL or VL minus VC. If VC is greater than VL, then you can write VC minus VL. Okay, now the resultant of VR and this is EMF E. Now phase difference is phi. So E is the resultant of VR and VL minus VC. E is the resultant of VR and VL minus VC. Students, we can also write here VL minus VC. I think you understood. So here we have got a right angle triangle whose base is here, whose base is VR, and perpendicular is VL minus VC. Perpendicular is VL minus VC. So without wasting your time, you can put it into the Pythagoras theorem, very famous Pythagoras theorem, which is E square equal to VL minus VC, VR square minus base square minus VL minus VC the whole plus perpendicular square, base square plus perpendicular square is equal to hypotenuse. Here E square is the hypotenuse, this is the perpendicular, this is the base. Now we can write I, we extract I from this because this is called IR square, plus this is called I square XL square minus IXL minus IXC the whole square. Okay, so we can take common I square. So R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. So this is your E square. So I we can write E by root over of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. Okay, this is your result. Current equal to this. Now we can call this portion, we can call E by Z. Z stands for, Z is called impedance. Impedance. Say with me, Z is called impedance. Say with me, Z is called impedance, which is equal to root over of R square plus XL minus XC the whole square. So you know the meaning of XL and XC. I think you know. XL means inductive reactance. Say with me, inductive reactance. C means capacitive reactance. What is the value of XL, XC? See, XL means you know omega L, XC means 1 by omega C. This is called inductive reactance. This is called capacitive reactance. If you put the value here, we get Z is equal to root over of R square plus omega L minus omega C the whole square. Okay. Write down your copy. Just pause the video and write it down. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, students, it's time to find out the phase difference. Phase difference. See here, phase is phi. So phase difference means phi tan phi. We can write the direction means tan phi. Phi is called phase difference. Phi is called phase difference. Phi is called phase difference. Tan phi equal to how much? Perpendicular by base. Perpendicular by base. So perpendicular means VL minus VC by base here. So here means we can write I into XL minus XC by R means IR. I cancel out, so phi is equal to tan inverse XL minus XC by R. This is your phase difference. Okay, this is called a phase difference. This is the impedance. This is a very important. So now you tell me, what is the unit of Z? The unit of Z, nothing but ohm. Same as resistance, because this is the dimension of resistance. This is also dimension of resistance. So resistance to resistance is resistance. So Z nothing but resistance, and this is called a phase phi. So now you just copy in your notebook. Okay. Next, if phi equal to means phase. Okay. And Z is called impedance. Now pause the video and write it down. Done. Okay. Now we can also draw the impedance triangle. This is also called the impedance triangle. Z XL minus, if we write here XL minus XC, here R, then the impedance triangle will be XL minus XC, here R. Okay. Now student think, if now writing this. Now if omega L, number 1, case 1, if omega L is greater than omega C, 1 by omega C, then what happened? Means XL greater than XC. XL greater than XC. Then what happened? It means it is inductive rather capacitive. The circuit is inductive. The circuit is inductive. Inductive circuit means what? Inductive circuit means E leads I. EMF leads I. Okay. Number 2, if 1 by omega C capacitor is greater than omega L, then what happened? It means XC greater than XL. Then this is called capacitive. Capacitive rather inductive. It means I leads E. Number 3, if this is very important student, XL equal to XC. You know the meaning of XL equal to XC. XL equal to XC means what happened? XL equal to XC means omega L equal to 1 by omega C. Just cross multiply omega means omega square equal to 1 by LC. So omega equal to 1 by root LC. If we put the value of omega in terms of frequency, then what happened? Omega means 2 pi f. Say with me, omega means 2 pi f equal to 1 by root LC. So frequency f equal to 1 by 2 pi root over of LC. Okay, and this frequency is called, we may write f0, or you can write f. This frequency is called resonant frequency. Okay, resonant frequency. What is called resonant frequency? F equal to 1 by 2 pi root over of LC, while XL equal to XC. Now if you put in the value of Z equal to how much? Root over of R square plus XL minus XC. Listen very carefully, students. See, if XL minus XC, so if XL equal to XC, then what happened? If XL equal to XC, if XL equal to XC, resonance case. If the case is resonant one, then what happened? XL minus XC will be 0. XL equal to XC means XL minus XC equal to 0. XL equal to XC means what? XL minus XC equal to 0. XL equal to XC means XL minus XC equal to 0. So Z equal to R only. It means this is called, if this is called purely resistive circuit. Resistive circuit. Purely Z equal to R. This is the minimum value of Z. This is called the minimum value of Z. Z equal to R. Z equal to R. So for resonant frequency, Z equal to R. Now students, put the value of this in pi. Then what happened? Let's see what happened. See, if we put the value of resonance condition, if we put the resonant condition over tan phi, then what happened? Tan phi is equal to XL minus XC equal to 0. You know, the tan phi means XL minus XC by R. If XL equal to XC, as XL equal to XC, then XL minus XC equal to what? 0. So tan of phi equal to 0 by R means 0. So phi will be 0. So this is the resonant condition. Resonant condition. Understood? So in resonant condition, phase difference phi equal to 0. Phase difference phi equal to 0 and Z equal to R. I think all of you understood. So you know, for inductive phi will be positive, for capacitive phi will be negative, and for resonant condition phi equal to 0. Remember, for resonant condition phi equal to 0. Say with me, for resonant condition phi equal to 0. So tan phi equal to this. And Z equal to R. Remember, Z equal to R. Z equal to R. Now students, if we plot the graph, then you can see very interesting characteristics. See, suppose this is XL. Okay, this is X. Suppose if we plot the graph XL versus frequency, you know XL means what? XL means omega L means 2 pi f. Omega means 2 pi f into L. Am I right? So XL is directly proportional to L. Say yes. XL is proportional to L. So the graph will be like this, straight line. Graph will be straight line. Now XC, if we plot XC over F, then what happened? XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC, because 1 by omega C. So XC is inversely proportional to capacitor C. So the graph will be like this. So student, you can see there is a sharpness occur. This is a sharp resonance occur. This is the resonant condition. This is the resonance condition. This is the resonance where XL equal to XC. This is the resonant condition. So if we draw here the frequency, this frequency nothing but F0, and this frequency is called resonant frequency. Students, see, if XL versus frequency, if we draw, then it will be a straight line because XL proportional to L. If we draw XC versus omega C, then XC versus capacitor. Frequency inversely proportional, here frequency direct proportional. If I draw frequency here XC versus 1 by F, then what happened? It's a rectangular hyperbola. It's a rectangular hyperbola. For capacity, it will be rectangular hyperbola. Now the junction point. This junction point is the where XL equal to XC, because they intersect. Intersecting means what? XL equal to XC. Understood? intersected means XL equal to XC. So at that point we can say this frequency is called resonant frequency. So if we plot power against frequency, then we can draw like this. Same graph we can draw for power also. See, I will modify it little bit. I will modify it little bit. Power. So the graph will be looks like this. See, students. Because you know power means V into I, so it will be it will give more large value than C and all. Okay, so this is the sharpness. This is a peak value. Peak value is called resonant. And if we draw subsequent to frequencies here, suppose this F2, this is F1, because F2 is greater than F1. F2 is greater than F1. This is the power, and this is the half power. Half power is a full power, half power. Now, one more important thing, students. It is very important thing. Yeah, what is called Q factor? Q factor. What is called Q factor? Q factor is a very important question in your for your exam. What is called Q factor? You say Q factor means the sharpness of resonance. Say with me, sharpness of resonance. The sharpness of resonance. The sharpness of resonance is called Q factor. The sharpness of resonance is called Q factor. So Q factor is equal to, Q factor means the quality factor by which you can measure the sharpness of the a circuit. So sharpness of a circuit, Q factor is equal to resonant frequency by bandwidth. Bandwidth. So what is called bandwidth? Bandwidth means very easy, F2 minus F1. This is the bandwidth. See, this is the bandwidth. This is the bandwidth. F2 minus F1. Understood? F2 minus F1. This is called the bandwidth. F2 minus F1. So put the value F0 by F2 minus F1. Now you know the value of F0, or you can write omega 0. Okay. Better you can write omega 0. Omega 0, same thing. So we can write here omega 2 minus omega 1. Omega 2 minus omega 1. See student, if you multiply by 2 pi, then it will give the F. So you can write omega also in place of frequency. Now put the value. You know the value of resonant frequency. How much? 1 by root LC. Am I right? By bandwidth. After calculation, you will get bandwidth is equal to R by L. Okay, bandwidth is equal to R by L. Okay, bandwidth equal to R by. Now put the value. So 1 by R. Okay, 1 by R root over of L by Z. This is called the Q factor. So what is called Q factor? Q factor means the sharpness of resonance. Okay, sharpness of measured by frequency. This frequency is called resonant frequency by bandwidth. Resonant frequency by bandwidth. Put the value, you will get 1 by. This is the quality factor by which you can measure the how much sharp the resonance is. How much sharp. Okay. So for this video, this is all about the LCR circuit. In next video, we will discuss with some numerical problem regarding LCR and power, instantaneous power. Okay, so students, in next video we will learn about the instantaneous power and some of the numericals regarding LCR. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.